Now that you prove this off, this was a tough guy, and boy, did he hang in there, and he took tremendous punishment to get kind of back.
I knew I wasn't going to be able to outpower him because my first time coming up to 200. So I knew I had to use the gifts that God gave me: speed, power, movement, point selection, and IQ. That's the IQ that I did.
Got all around. He's on his way now to small bit.
God damn, I'm gonna get fucked up, baby. The best fights I've ever seen in my life. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm getting loaded.
What are your thoughts on the fight?
They call him the Mexican monster for a reason.
That was crazy. Were you expecting that?
I was expecting Zerdo to be able to go to 12 because Zerdo has never been stopped before. Or not that I remember him. I don't think he's been stopped before. But he's tough, But I mean, David's much stronger. Was at 175 and 168. Like much stronger. You can see in his speed, and he's not killing himself. You can tell.
Were you impressed that Ramírez came back after the fourth round when it looked like it was over?
Honestly, I mean, he's a warrior, bro. I mean, dude, he got hurt.
I'm just very happy with this, and I just want to keep fighting against the best in the world and keep cementing my greatness. Everybody doubts me over and over and over and over again, but that's what I like. I like when people doubt me because then I get to come in here and show you guys what I'm really made of. So I just want to tell you thank you so much. I love every single one of you, and this is a blessing just to be here with you guys. So thank you so much. I feel that I'm really starting to come into my own. Everything I speak, I do. You know what I mean? I said I was going to beat David Morrell. I said I was going to beat Caleb Plant. I said I was going to beat Yard. I said I was going to beat Gilberto Ramírez. So I'm just getting, a lot of confidence in myself. And back then, I thought it was a dream that I could become a great. And now I know for sure that this is my destiny. And I'm just very, very happy that I'm able to have this type of performance in Cinco de Mayo in the United States. My last fight was in Saudi Arabia. I had a great performance out there too. And it's just, just a blessing to be able to follow it up with this type of performance in the United States on Cinco de Mayo.
At the arena, fans witnessed a serious moment when Gilberto Ramírez needed medical attention after the fight. It showed how tough and demanding boxing can be at the highest level. The atmosphere quickly changed. And it reminded everyone that preparation and focus mattered just as much as skill. Many people believe this fight was not only decided in the ring, but also shaped by what happened before fight night.
Gentlemen, big 6th-round KO from David Benavidez versus Gilberto Ramírez. Cinco de Mayo weekend. Definitely a great fight, but wow. David Benavidez knocks down Gilberto Ramírez in the 4th round, and then continuously, throwing crazy combinations. I mean, I'm talking about 6-piece combinations, real close range. Gilberto Ramírez came into the fight strong, came in there with his front foot. He came in there pressing the action, but David Benavidez's speed combinations was just way too much. Shout out to Gilberto Ramírez. Hell of a chin on him, man. I mean, I'm telling you, he took so many big shots. David Benavidez ended up closing his eye, and he really just couldn't take any more. But big shout outs to, Jaime Munguia as well, beating Resendiz for the WBA title. And now you have David Benavidez, a 3-division champion. I mean, what's next? We seen Canelo Alvarez in the building for Jaime Munguia, but was nowhere to be found on the main event. David Benavidez called him out, let everybody know, listening to fans, do you want this fight? He's calling out Monstro. The fans are calling out Monstro. It was definitely a great performance.
In the days before the fight, Ramírez spoke openly during media interviews. While most fighters show strong confidence, his comments were more reflective. He talked about the later stage of his career, which caught the attention of fans and analysts. At this level, mindset is very important, And even small changes in focus can make a difference going into a big fight.
And I know that you mentioned you are thinking of only fighting 2 more times. With that being said, what is your really dream matchup in the sport of boxing before you retire?
I don't know. Let's find out. But I have this Saturday, this coming fight Saturday, and then who knows?
Yeah. And lastly, what can fans expect Saturday night, and what do you really want your legacy to be when it's all said and done one day?
They have to expect a war. It will be a war this fight, and I will raise my hand with my belt for the winner.
What about the legacy?
My legacy, I already have legacy, and probably I will do more.
Completely. Well, thank you so much.
Top-level boxing is not just physical, it is also mental. Fighters need full focus when stepping into the ring. Some experts believe that thinking too far ahead can affect performance in the present moment. Against a strong opponent, staying fully prepared and mentally sharp becomes even more important.
And it was the way that David Benavidez beat Gilberto Ramírez tonight. You know, Terrence versus Canelo, that was his own masterclass. Shakur versus Tio, you know, Inoue beat Nakatani, Usyk and Fury, all really good performances, don't get me wrong, but that's what the fuck I'm talking about. What David Benavidez just did to Gilberto Ramírez. I said in the breakdown after the weigh-in that yesterday, expect some James Toney-like stuff from David Benavidez. I didn't think he'd dispatch of him in 6 rounds. This was his best performance yet. I think the pacing he had in this fight was brilliant. Knowing he was up in weight, he didn't throw too many punches too early, and he relied on his defense a lot. Did some good James Toney-like defense, paced himself, found his jab, and then the hand speed ringside was absolutely insane. I mean, he's one of the fastest fighters in boxing of any weight class, but to have hand speed like that at 200 pounds, the dexterity on the punches, he hurts Zurdo by switching southpaw in the 4th round, hits him with a straight left hand, then follows it up with ridiculous combinations. I mean, electrifying stuff, you know, like Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya type fucking combinations, and eventually drops him with the right hand, hitting him with every punch in the book. The left hook in the inside was money, and just puts together some beautiful offense. He is one of the most offensively prolific fighters in the game.
There was also a noticeable difference in preparation between both fighters. While one side looked fully focused on the upcoming challenge, the other appeared more relaxed about the future. In a high-level fight, even small differences in mindset, training, and sharpness can have a big impact once the action begins.
And the fans like what they came to see. So, you know, there was a lot of talk this week about, is he really a real Mexican and all that stuff. Look, Julio Cesar Chavez was on the fence about it when I asked him back in Thursday after the press conference. I don't think he's on the fence now. He hugged David Benavidez in the ring right after the fight. So this kid has a chance, this man has a chance to be the best Mexican-American fighter since Oscar De La Hoya. He's that good. He has that kind of scintillating hand speed like Oscar had in combination punching. But Zurdo, he tried to give, and I said before the fight, Zurdo was accepting his role as a supporting actor, and that's exactly what he did in this fight. He tried to give David his own medicine in rounds 2 and 3 and had some success doing it. He gave David some of his own medicine. He pressured him, he pressed him as the bigger man, tried to take away some of his range, but unfortunately for him, David Benavidez is an excellent inside fighter. And whenever he wanted to, he would pick his spots with combinations. The short left hook couldn't miss. There was times, even on the inside, he would find the dexterity to hit him with a power jab. So, and people always talk about David squaring his feet up, but he makes it work for him in a way that's very creative and dynamic. And that's why he even went as far as switching southpaw a couple times. So then into the 6th round, Benavidez, after dropping him in the 4th, went back to pacing himself. I think this was the best he ever paced himself in a fight, better than David Morrell or Caleb Plant or any of those fights. And part of it was he had a much more stationary target in front of him. Guys like Vosdick, guys like Morrell, Yard, Plant, even Andrade, who he knocked out in the same amount of rounds. These guys all...
When the fight started, David Benavidez showed strong control and consistent pressure. His timing, movement, and combinations helped him take charge of the fight. Ramírez showed effort and toughness, but Benavidez maintained a steady pace throughout. As the rounds went on, the difference became clearer. leading to a convincing performance by Benavidez.